At some point or another, we have all been discriminated against, whether race, gender, competency, and many other forms, none of which are right. We are entitled to our own opinion, but in a work environment, all issues should be set aside. In the military, it is no different. I'm going to brief why gays should not be discriminated against in the military. I'm going to go over manning issues, regulations already implemented, and how history has proven that differences can be set aside for the greater good. Manning. Every year, recruiters have to meet an enlistment quota. By allowing gays to enlist in the military openly, those numbers can go up. Right now, our death toll is 4,394 service members only in Iraq. It's sad to say, but our fallen service members were specialty trained to do their job. With these members not being able to perform their job anymore, we need people to fill these positions. Now, on a positive note, you can improve morale already in place by keeping the technicians that are gay and that can be openly gay. If their morale goes up, the people that they work with, their morale will go up, and it'll be a better work environment. Just like there are rules and regulations for manning, there are rules and regulations for protecting personnel. Professionalism, the military holds high in that, and with there being no PDA, no public display of affection, you won't see military members kissing in uniform, and you won't see gay military members kissing in uniform. And our uniform standards won't change. The clothing requirements will still be the same. You know, haircuts have to be, makeup has to be proper and all that stuff, only for females, not guys. And we also have things to protect our personnel as far as MEO, military equal opportunity. They will protect the homosexual from being verbally harassed, being called names, and being physically harassed. You know, people, I guess, beating on them. And then for those who feel the need, the straight people, being harassed either verbally or physically by the homosexual, they can be protected as well. I have heard from my own work center that they just can't accept gays in the military, but when you look at history, when people don't accept change, they can be proven wrong. African Americans have been discriminated or were discriminated in the military since the beginning. Even when they helped, they were talked about being lack of intelligence and not being able to perform a job adequately. Even when they were the Tuskegee Airmen, when they were trained and they did prove themselves, they were still discriminated against. In 1996, finally the United States rewarded them with Medal of Honors from World War II. So you see, it's taken that long for people, for the government to realize that change was good and that they needed to be rewarded for their acts in the military. For women, they were also discriminated against in the military, but with that, they freed men to fight in World War I. That's what it's called, freed men to fight. They did desk clerks, telephone operators, and stuff like that. And with the No Segregation Act, or the Integration Act of 1948, they were allowed, with black men, to serve the military and fulfill positions whichever they wanted. With women achievements, there's been a woman who's received the Medal of Honor, which is our highest honor, Dr. Mary E. Walker, in the Civil War. So you see, with both African Americans and women, they've proven that they are good for the military. So you see, allowing gays to be open in the military will increase the amount of troops to defend our country, as well as keep some training continuity. You will not have to worry about getting hit on because there are regulations to protect all personnel, or worry about having a troop get harassed. And we finally do overcome this discrimination. Like history has proven, great things happen when differences are set aside for the greater good.